I'm not doing all of the work. I'm setting up all the people to do the work. If I can take OPM and pay a percentage to investors, I'm not only paying for them to receive a return on their investment, I'm paying for future investments. Because if I never make an investor no money, I would never have a pool of investors to go and acquire more real estate with. I'm going to always choose ownership. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what their thoughts are. When you own something, they have to go through you to take it. People like, oh, they could take your property. They got to go through you. If you're a little chump, then they probably, they're going to take it anyway. Like, you know what I'm saying? But if you got that dog in you, you're going to fight for your property. Ownership is our birthright. One thing we can physically see that I believe, God left for us is land. And I believe if you don't have ownership, then you got to ask yourself, why are you barren? I don't just think barren means carrying a child. I think barren means being able to birth. So if you don't know your property lines, you don't know what you're defending. So it's important for you to understand where your property start and where it ends, because you're not going to allow trespassers to come and take your land. You're not going to be able to be defrauded out of your land because you understand what you own. It's very clear that these particular points that are pointed out in the book of Joshua are for ownership purposes, to say, I own this.
Welcome to another edition of the Social Proof Podcast. I'm not introducing my sister no more, man. She's been on the podcast many times, and she's solely, single-handedly responsible for my real estate portfolio. I've got doors.
Yes, doors upon doors.
Oh, we had a little under $100,000 a year in passive income.
Forever income.
Yes.
Yo,
I can literally stop doing. Forget y'all. Okay, if y'all cancel me, and y'all no longer feeling the podcast, and ain't nobody supporting my events, our family will not be homeless.
Period.
That's how we gotta be. Now, I love y'all, okay? I actually do. But we cannot build our wealth based on our ability.
Yes.
Anymore.
That's right.
So, Terrica Lynn Smith, a lot's happening. Maybe for those who haven't seen you before, you want to kind of give them a quick rundown of who you are?
Yes. So, Terrica Lynn Smith, real estate developer and coach. I've been investing in real estate. This is actually going on my 19th year of real estate investing. And, just building a massive portfolio. I have over 500 investment properties. I think, I probably know in a few months if I'm close to that 1,000, because 500 is a safe number to say, because I know I don't go below that, whether I sell off and or add. But making $250,000 passively a month for sure.
$250,000 passively a month for sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I know that because, makes money when I sleep and when I'm woke. So it's like clockwork. And for those who think, I just started with a silver spoon in my mouth, I didn't. I got it completely out the mud. I started, where I was homeless, teenage mom, sexually abused, went through every trauma you can possibly imagine. I just chose to fight, come from, out of that situation, and just try to do better for my son. So it started off, I just wanted to be a better mother for him. Now it's, I want to be able to leave, an unlimited amount of wealth for my downline. Just understanding how important my descendants are is extremely important to me. So passing the knowledge, passing the wealth, and that's who I am.
I love it. First off, we walked through this house. You came to Louisiana with me, or was that Reese? Reese, okay.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Reese is out there, yeah. So we did just walk through this house. Me, you, and B. Simone, we supposed to invest in that house. What happened to are we doing that?
Yeah.
You closed on it already?
Yeah, you have an email. You got to run me the money.
You didn't send me an email.
Well, Derek should have sent you the email.
How much are you?
I don't know,
55,000?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Run me the money, honey.
Okay, I will send you a little money.
Yeah, a little money. That's when you know. You know what I'm saying? That's when you know you got it like that. Like, the little money. You know what I'm saying?
You don't want to send somebody their money. All right, fine. Take your little funky $50.
Yeah, run me my money,
I saw a meme that said, I'm going to start washing my money before I give it to people. so when I ask for it back, it ain't no funky little money.
Yeah, take your funky little money back.
All right, so tell me about this deal that we invested in. So we get into the house, we're buying it for how much? Or you bought it already? I'm just in there.
Yeah, so we bought it right at about $95,000. And we was under contract for $80,000. Like, let's just back up a little bit, right? I want people to think we're, making numbers up. We were under contract for $80,000. The wholesaler who had it under contract thought the bank would accept the 80, so they accepted our offer of 80. The bank came back and said, I'm not accepting 80, I want 90. So the wholesaler said, you know what, I'm just going to pass this deal off to you. I'm not making no money. You deal directly with the bank. So we ended up with closing costs and everything, closing right at about $95,000.
Hold on real quick. So the wholesaler got it from the bank.
He was in contract with the bank. Yes.
He was in contract with the bank for how much?
He was in contract, I think it was like 70 or something like that. Like, it was he was going to make $10,000 off the deal.
Right. So if he's in contract with the bank for 70, he's selling it to us for 80. How can they just change their mind and say they want 90?
Well, because the short sale wasn't approved. He assumed. That's why I said he assumed the bank would take that.
But it was under contract, though.
No, the bank still got to come back and issue the short sale approval letter, and he didn't have that. So when he accepted 80 from us, he was assuming they was going to take his 70. The bank said, nah, I want 90.
I see. Okay.
So you can't come back to me and be like, I got to go to 100,000 now, because I'm not going to buy the deal. Because when you're a wholesaler, I already know you're making money off me. I don't have a problem with that, but you can't come back and change my numbers. So I was like, just send it to me in writing what the bank is saying, and we can go from there. But because he was an honest wholesaler, he just was like, I'm just going to get out the deal. You can deal directly with them. Got it. And we went that route.
And I mean, that makes you want to do business with them again.
Absolutely.
Okay, good. Okay, so 90,000, we're in for 95,000. What are we doing in construction?
About 30.
About 30? So we'll be all in for 125.
Yeah, under 130.
Under 130. And what's the ARV? After repair value. Y'all see how I be talking intelligently about real estate now?
You're talking real spicy.
If this was a year ago, I'd be like, what? AR what?
Yeah. So I like to do my worst case and then a best case, if that's okay, right? Yep. Because I want people just to have one number, right? So my worst case scenario on this deal is going to be about $170,000. Okay. My best case is going to be $200,000.
Worst case 170, best case 200. Okay. So if we sell for 200, we make a little 70 piece. So who all's in this deal?
Me, you, and B.
Okay. Oh, that's why 50, about 150,000.
Yeah. So how would I say it? Yeah. So it'll be like, a little sweat equity in there as well. I don't work for free.
I feel like, so it's like 50, 30 about that. I ain't mad. I
don't work for free. I'm about to make all y'all money while y'all continue to live y'all extravagant lives.
Oh, for sure. I ain't mad at that. Are those the numbers, 50, 30?
Yes.
Okay. So your other 20,000 comes with finding the deal, expertise, fixing it, flipping it, and I will gladly pay that extra little bread.
That's right.
Okay. So how much am I going to make? If we sell for 200 and there's 70,000 profit, how much do I make?
You're probably going to make somewhere around, along the line on your money, probably about a little bit over 20. A
little bit over 20?
Yeah. You said the 170,000 or 200?
200.
Okay, yeah, a little bit over 20.
So 70,000 equity.
Yes.
So be putting in the same amount I'm putting in?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So it might
y'all
be like
are treated equal. I'm equal opportunities.
I like that. So the breakdown would probably be like 20, 20, 30 if we sell it for 200.
Yeah.
Hey man, take your little funky little 30,000.
Yeah, I'm taking that funky money, baby. I surely am.
I love it. No, I appreciate allowing me to be a part of this.
Well, yeah, you got me back into flipping.
Yes. Welcome back.
Yeah.
I be wanting that little money.
Yeah. Praise God.
Terrica, like we did a flip together. The first one, that was like kind of like the first, maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years, something like that.
Nah, it's longer than 2.
Has it? What was it?
Yeah, 2019.
29. Oh, wow. Was it? We did that in 2019?
Yeah, right before COVID. Yep.
Oh, wow. Yo, we've been rocking for a minute now.
Yeah, time goes by really fast.
Yes. Okay, so we flipped this one property, and I was like, ooh, let's do that again, and we haven't done it again. She's all been in this, let's acquisition, let's do long-term.
That's right. That's right.
Long-term money.
That's right.
Generational wealth.
That's
I'm like,
right.
no, I want it right now.
That's right.
Give me some money right now.
Yeah, I like the kind of money where I just put a little elbow grease in, and then I chill. You like the kind where I want to go get a haircut. I want to yell and curse out contractors and ask them why they not doing what they supposed to be doing every day, and hearing all their mama and daddy problems and children problems. Yeah.
I want my money right now. I want no generational wealth. Forget them kids. Forget them kids, man. All this long-term money. Okay, so where are we at in the space of real estate now? Where are we? We are mid, we are maybe a few months into recession. Right? It's now 2023. What's happening? The interest rates up, took a little drop. People got excited, then went back up again. Where are we at? What's going on? Where are we in a seller market, buyer market? Is demand? Where's the money? What's going on right now?
I think people confused.
I'm confused.
Yeah, I think people are confused, right? And right now, I don't think there's a particular state that's leading a recession right now. Like, we seeing, winter numbers in California. We're seeing winter numbers in New York right now. And I want to say Atlanta is starting to decline as well. When we're looking at the numbers as a whole right now, I think buyers just don't know what to do because they're being hit from so many parts, right? So interest rates are, they're back up, right? Like for me, I've been doing it for so long. It's like this rate was for years. Like, you know what I'm saying? 7 and 8% was like for 7-8 years strong. It was not like, oh my gosh, the rates are 7 or 8%. It's like, yo, in 2006, 2007, this is what it was, right? Then it crashed in 2008. Then, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I think people are just trying to weigh it out and see exactly what's taking place. But I do see some dips in some markets. And I also see, like, I have a property that I put on the market 5 years ago. We couldn't sell this property. Okay. This past week, we received over 8 offers on it.
Dang.
Right. And then we had to do a highest and best. So I still think that there's some, activity going on in the market where people are still buying and even overpaying. Because in this case, they went over our X price.
People are overpaying right now?
Some are, yeah. Not by much. Not what they were doing, a year and a half ago. You know what I'm saying? But when I say over, I'm talking a few thousand over.
Gotcha.
Not 100,000 over. Yeah. So I say right now, me personally, because I prepared for winter, right? I got all my clothes on. I'm ready for this storm. I want you to bring all the snow. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm waiting for these prices to continue to drop and we're going to eat. Like kids at Halloween, getting candy or whatever, like we're just going to eat, constantly. And so I tell my inner circle, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. We ready. The moment these prices start making sense, these opportunities come, then, we're going to go. Last night I put in a contract on a HAP contract, which is a HUD contract.
What's HAP?
HAP. It's I forgot what the initials is for HAP, but it's a HUD contract, right? It's the HAP is the actual authority certificate that they give you saying we're going to do business with you for the next 20 years, right? So I put in a bid on the property. They were asking 16 units in Alabama, grossing on an annual basis about $125,000 annually. They were asking $705,610. Random number, right? $705,610.
Gotcha.
Weird number. Like, can you just say $706,000 or something like that? Anyway, long story short, because I understand where we're at and rates are high right now, and we have in Louisiana, Alabama, Florida, we have an insurance crisis. So people that have multifamily that got mortgages on it, they're not able to keep up with these properties when it comes time for renewal because the insurance is ridiculous right now. So these people are selling. Well, I put in an offer on this deal for $650,000 on this HAP contract, right? Sweet deal. You know, a year ago, you couldn't even get a HAP contract. Now we're negotiating to get 2 HAP contracts right now.
Take it.
I would be happy if they did. I'd be very happy, you know.
What's the most you'll pay?
The offer I made.
So they come back with 700. You're not doing it.
No, they went down 5,000. What that's for?
No, that would be down from the 705. Yeah. But okay, they do 675. You taking it?
No, I want it at the 650. The 650 make me happy.
You'll crash the deal for $25,000?
This deal, not all deals. It depends on the deal, but this deal, yeah, I would.
650 is your happy number.
That's my happy number. Yeah.
Okay.
And
you don't feel no way when you put in a deal offer that you don't get anxiety a little bit when you put in an offer that you know is significantly lower than what they want?
No, not at all. They don't feel no type of way whenever they ask what they want. They don't have no anxiety. They like, let's see who's gonna take the haircut. I know this number crazy, but let's just put it out there. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't feel no type of way. Now, you know, this the thing, right? I negotiate to win. You know, a win-win for me, a win for them, right? Their win is whatever they're going to be willing to accept. What is market value, Dave, right? What is market value? What do you think it is?
Market value is whatever someone's willing to pay.
Thank you. That's it, right? So just because you put it out there don't mean that that's market value. Now, you got formulas you can run on things like that. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of people out here with some really great formulas on their property that's just sitting.
Yeah.
Why is that? Because it's contingent upon what somebody is willing to pay you for that.
Gotcha. All right. Speaking about negotiation. So actually, we were just talking to Derek. I don't know when this comes out, but I have an idea.
Okay.
And I've been sitting on this idea for like a year or so. And
You have
probably
good
a
ideas
year and a half
sometimes.
or like a year and a half. You know what? And throughout my life, I can always pinpoint and feel when I have a game-changing idea.
Yes.
Or a concept. When I'm about to go at it, I'm like, this is one. I have good ideas. I'm like, oh, this could be cool. This could be dope. But sometimes I feel something. And I felt something for the last year and a half. But I wasn't prepared to go after it only because I didn't know what I didn't know.
Right.
Because I was calculating my own pockets. Saying, I can't go after this deal because I don't have the money to put into it. Right? We got $2 million liquid that or I didn't know it was going to be $2 million. I thought it was maybe like $3 million or something like that. I'm like, well, do I want to put in, you know, that type of money? For one, I don't have $3 million. Okay. But I can like max out all that I have.
You do.
In terms of like, I have $3 million cash sitting here.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I'm not a flexer. Now I do own this building, which is probably worth $600,000. So $600,000 in equity, not bad. Or more, maybe
it's more than that.
Gotta be more, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it is. Cause I bought it for $500 and then I put in probably another $2 and some change.
You're definitely not upside down here.
Oh, no. But I own it free and clear. So I paid off the mortgage. My point is, I'm always calculating what's in my pocket if I can go after this thing. So I'm going to share it on this platform, okay? It's okay if you guys take the idea because once I do it, you're going to take the idea anyway, and we're actually going to do it, so it's all good. But it doesn't exist anywhere.
It don't.
I tried to look at comparables, like how much can I charge for this service? But I can't find it anywhere, which makes me feel even better. Yeah. I'm like, ooh, I feel something. So here we go. So just like you have like salon suites where a beautician will go into a suite and that's their suite. They can brand it however they want to and bring their clients in to do their suites. Well, I am in the podcasting space and we have a podcasting studio here where people can rent out a room and do their thing. But I'm like, I've had too many people that say, yo, that room, let me rent that and that just be mine. Let me just like customize the room and I just have that. And I only got 3 rooms, so I can't do that. So And then another big celebrity hit me the other day, like, yo, I heard you had a room. Somebody referred me. And I'm like, yeah, we can shoot it for you. She's like, no, I want my own studio. I'm like, I ain't got it. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, we've got to build out this podcast suites where we build out a bunch of studios. The space we're looking at now, we'll probably have about 30 of them in there. And we'll have a strong little 30 piece. And people can have their own room. We got security. You go in, record your stuff, and we're empowering podcasters to actually shoot it themselves or teach their team how to do it. Like I don't necessarily need to make money off of that, but we will still have the same model that we have here, and then a big event space. Anyway, I'm like, dang, where am I going to get all this money to do this? We need a building. I'm definitely not leasing a building because I'm not about to improve a building that I don't own. I'll never do that again. We did that on other space. Yeah. So I finally I didn't even tell Donnie until like the trip, on the flight to the trip. So I talked to Terrica and she expands my vision. She's like, yo, you don't need to have the cash to pull this off. And plus Terrica rich, so I was getting the money from her. But anyway.
That in the name of Jesus.
When I told you the concept, what were you thinking?
I thought it was genius. I thought it was brilliant. Like, and you know me, I'm not one who fluff your feathers ever, right? You just was eating a bad parfait. So.
It's delicious. Yo, Fred, you are one to talk. We went to Houston yesterday, ordered the Hawaiian ribeye. You ever had it? Meat steak?
Yum.
How do you get your steak cooked?
Thank you, baby. Thank you, baby.
How you cook your steak?
Thank you.
No.
Thank you.
Zell, you eat steak? How you eat your steak? Medium well. Like like a regular person.
All right, so it's 3 against 2.
He found one person.
Yeah, he found one person. That's it.
But y'all.
That's it.
I don't want to make this about
race. First of all, let me say this. Can I tell you why I eat my steak well done? Real quick. This nothing to do with real estate.
Tell me why you like your steak to taste like leather.
The way I grew up very, very poor. That makes sense?
Yes.
So first of all, we didn't eat steak growing up. Okay. Pork chops was our meal of choice. Okay.
Okay.
Pork steak, pork loin, pork bacon, whatever, right? So I only started eating steak as an adult when I was able to start affording steak. I couldn't even cook a steak without it being tough because I just didn't know how. So growing up, I was always told your food got to be cooked well. Like, don't eat no raw meat. So it was very surprising when after Hurricane Katrina, I left New Orleans and then I get to a whole nother city and I see people eating meat that look like the flies just left off of it. Okay. And they're saying, you got to try this. And I'm like, it's still breathing. I'm not eating your steak. Okay. It's still got a heartbeat. It's still got veins. I'm not doing that. So in my defense, I've always ate all of my food cooked, period.
It's so tough and chewy, and steak isn't supposed to be like
beef
that.
Beef jerky me, baby. Beef jerky me, okay?
Yeah, she said I want it well done.
I mean, you well cook my steak.
You know what? And let me tell you about environment, okay? And how you got to watch the people you're around, okay? So she said, I was like, yo, I'm going to get the salmon. She's like, ooh, you get the salmon, I get the steak, and we split it. I'm like, cool, no problem. She said, but how you going to get your salmon cooked? Medium well, like a regular human.
Who
she said, no, it's got to be
fish?
Well.
That's nasty. That is nasty, David.
Yeah, this was the worst salmon
First
steak
of all,
I
seen him eat tuna that was seared.
Yeah, I rock with that. And sushi. You don't rock with sushi either, huh?
No, I don't. It got to be cooked.
You just urban.
Okay. Like, well, wait, what you told me, I don't have the...
it's you need to be more you gotta expand your palate.
Yeah, my palate is not that.
Where were we? Oh my gosh, I was triggered by that leather steak. That joint was super chewy and super it was crazy. Okay, so yes, so she's like, pretty much I don't have to have the liquid money to make this come about. Yeah. And then you send me a couple ways we can get it done.
Right.
But how do you look at big projects where a person doesn't have the money, but they have a vision and an idea? What's your perspective on that?
So I've learned, just through receipts, I'm really good at making people money. And people love to give me money because I'm good at making them money, right? Whenever you didn't know me and you had to send me your money for the first time, you was like shaking in your Timbs. Like, you know what I'm saying? You was like, you had every question as you should, right? Like there was nothing wrong with your due diligence in questioning me. But it got to a point where I was like, I don't want to take anything from you that's going to make you uncomfortable. And so because I know what I'm capable of, I never operate outside of that. So I'm not going to just take your money and, go buy, a tech company. I don't know nothing about that. I'm not going to put no money there. But if I tell you this is a real estate asset that I can show you how we can make money from it, then I feel confident that I can stand behind that. The other thing is this. I hear people talk about OPM all the time, which is, yes, that is the vehicle you use. But I never use OPM without using my own money either. That means I put in some skin in the game. So if anybody get a haircut, we're equally taking a haircut and we can all hold the same sign. I got burned. You know what I'm saying? Sure. So I think because I understand the relationship I have with investors, I'm able to see something a lot different than how you would be able to see it on your own. So for you like, I got to figure this out on my own. Honestly, that's a poverty thinking that we were trained as children to do, right? Because in school, I think Robert Kiyosaki said it best, however you said his last name, right? He said in school, you taught it's cheating. And as an adult, you taught it's collaboration. And so because we're taught that it's cheating and we have to figure it out on our own, we're constantly trying to figure things out on our own. But if we learn how to collaborate, we can build each other up a lot faster than we could on our own. So when I started with one property, I started exactly where I was. And then I started building my portfolio and people started seeing that. And then I got a consistent group of investors who just rock with me and believe in me and trust me. So if I say, hey, I'm going to invest here, their money is going to follow. So now I'm able to acquire a whole lot more than what I would on my own. Yeah. So people have been taught that, growing up, and this is something that was literally learned unintentionally. We just got to figure out how to break that. For sure. Because it holds a lot of us back. And I'm not saying every great idea person invest in them or do something like that. But I'm saying it will hold you back if you're trying to, take on this elephant by yourself without cutting it up. I enjoy sharing, and I genuinely enjoy watching people make money through real estate and become extremely excited. Like you seeing your rental property in person for the first time. Like I always go back and watch that when I'm having like a crappy day, because I'm like, that joy is contagious because this is why I'm doing it. Yeah. So that's how I look at it.
I think that was amazing, because we literally went past my property that I own and I didn't know it because I never saw it before. You know what I mean? So she drives me by because I'm in Louisiana, and she's like, yo, she points at that property. I'm like, ooh, can we buy that? Yeah. I'm like, is that an investment?
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
And she just looked at me like, what? Then I see the street sign. I'm like, oh, wow, I've owned that for years now. And I just didn't know, right? Because the property management company manages it, and I thought that was like super cool. But so I want to get into the deal. Before we get into the deal, you are building. You're gonna be building your office in Lafayette.
Yes.
Tell me how you're structuring that deal.
So I'm building. So first of all, it's a 5-story building that I'm looking to take over. They're asking 1.8. I'm trying to get it for 1.5, and I'm trying to do $500,000 in renovations. Okay. So in that building, we already have existing tenants. We have 47% of the building is occupied already. So I'm not going to disturb that occupancy. That's income that I'm walking into, that people are leasing their office spaces from me. Right. And then from there, I'm going to build the TLS headquarters going up. Well, what does that look like for investors? Right. Well, number one, you have ownership in the asset. Then we have income that's being charged from the tenants, which TLS will be a tenant in that building as well, paying rent. And so we will be generating rental income every single month from every single person who got an office inside of that building. Yep. So investors will receive a return of their investment as a whole off of that building.
Gotcha. Here's the thing. It's 1.5, right? You're going to put $500,000 into it. Mm-hmm. So $2 million. Mm-hmm. You have $2 million.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I like having $2 million though.
I'm just saying. I'm getting better. I'm getting better. Mm-hmm. But I'm trying to wrap my head around, if you have $2 million, and it's not your last $2 million, mm-hmm. why don't you just put your own money into it?
Right. So let me say this, right? There's two ways to look at this. Okay. So whenever you have, $2 million in a bank, in real estate, it's not $2 million. Mm-hmm. Okay. It's going to be an X on that, right? So let's just say, what is, I don't know, $10 million. What is 20% of $10 million?
200,000. I mean, 2 million.
Thank you. Yeah. That's $10 million I have.
So 2 million is 10 million.
In real estate.
Right. Gotcha.
So if I just take that whole 2 million and put it there, right, it's sitting there. That's it. Mm-hmm. Right. I don't have 10 million right now. I would have to go leverage the building and do all of that. But I can buy up to $10 million in real estate with the 2 million that I have in the bank. Do that make sense?
Yes.
So why would I want to just take a full 2 million and park it in one place when I can break it up literally into different parts and take, let's just say $500,000 and put into the building that I'm buying. And then I take another $500,000 and put it into another building that's, probably valued at $5 million. I'm going to double my money by breaking my money up and using other people money to come along with my money than I would just having my $2 million in one building. I have more buying power now when I break up that 2 million than I would taking that full 2 million and putting it into one property.
Okay. So $2 million, 20% of that is 400,000. Why not just take 400,000 and put it into the building, finance the rest, and then you got it. You're going to manage it. You're doing all of the work. Mm-hmm. Why not just take 400,000 and just put it in there?
So I'm not doing all of the work. I'm setting up all the people to do the work. Okay. That makes sense? So that's number one. The second thing is this, right? If I can take OPM and pay a percentage to investors, I'm not only paying for them to receive a return on their investment, I'm paying for future investments. Because if I never make an investor no money, I would never have a pool of investors to go and acquire more real estate with. So when I'm looking at the investment side of it, yeah, I can put $400,000 down, go to a bank, and the bank can give me this money at, let's just say 8%. Or I can go here, do a preferred rate of return to my investors, give them 8% annually, right? Mm-hmm. Same thing I probably would give to the bank. But on top of that, now they trust that I'm paying them a preferred rate of return, that when I go to my next real estate development, they're going to be right there along with me. You see what I'm saying? So I don't have to go and search for money. Money is expensive depending on where you get it from. Mm-hmm. Right now, we're in an insurance crisis in Louisiana. It is very expensive to go to the bank right now. Very. The moment you take out money from the bank, you are conditioned to their terms that are regulated by the federal government. And because you're regulated, you have to have certain things that's forced upon you, like, let's just say, flood insurance. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, we had one project where, the bank was ready to give us the check, $2 million like that. Right. But we had to get flood insurance. Well, flood insurance would have made our investment be cash flow negative. Mm. That means we would have been paying to keep this asset.
It would have been negative.
No, it was.
Really?
Yes, it would have been negative. We would have been paying a few $1,000s a month. So keep in mind, Dave, right? We only make thank you, Jesus. Yeah, right. Right. But we only make $500,000 a year. $225,000 of that was going to have to go towards insurance only. That don't include the debt from the bank that we're taking on, which was another $180,000. It don't include our 5 employees that we have. It don't include the maintenance reserve that we have. Like, you get what I'm saying? It would have been negative a lot. I think by 33% we calculated.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, it would have been a haircut.
Okay.
So you have to know when is the right time to use certain money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yes, that $400,000 may be cute right there, but what is it going to cost me? I am so grateful that we are not over leveraged and that we understood the importance of leveraging OPM the right way, that because we have this insurance crisis, we're not feeling it at all. We able to self-insure our properties. That's the power of being able to have your own bank and owning it yourself. You make the rules.
Got it. Makes sense. Makes sense. Okay. You're expanding my mind a little bit, Terrica. I get it. I get it. So let's get back to this deal. We need $1 million for the building, 1.1 for the building. And then we calculated yesterday that this build out is going to be another $1 million for this studio podcast salon suite model. So we're thinking it's 2 separate situations. Well, there was a couple different options you gave me, but we can raise the money for the building, right? And you're saying investors will do that.
Yeah.
Why?
Because they're going to own the asset, right? The real estate is the real win in this, right? So what happens is
it?
Absolutely. I know you love the podcasting. Yeah, it is. It's great. It's great, right? But as an investor, right, from your perspective and then from my perspective, let's look at it from that, right? I don't know you. You coming in as a tenant, okay? A stable tenant, an anchor tenant, right? So let's just say social proof. It's not that, but let's just say social proof is an anchor tenant. When you get that title, that means you can go anywhere in the world and lease and or buy any commercial anchor space you want. So Walgreens is an anchor. Starbucks is an anchor. Like those are guaranteed payments that you're going to get. They're like the government, right? So let's just say social proof is our anchor in this investment. So when I'm talking to investors, I'm saying we're going to have a long-term tenant that's going to sign a 10-year lease at a base rent, a base rent of this. Right. And if we got to do the build out in our building for this tenant, then he's going to have to pay a percentage on top of that base rent. Well, investors are going to say, heck yeah.
Give me numbers, examples.
Okay. So you just said we need 1.1 to buy it, right? And then $1 million to be able to do the renovations. Yes. It's 2.1 million. All right. So as a landlord, okay, I own the building. Okay, that's the first part. The second part is my tenant need me to do the build out for them for whatever reason they don't have the funds. Okay, so let's say your lease, let's just say the market is $1 square foot, right? And we have 15,000 square foot.
Yes.
Right. So $15,000 a month, right? Well, I'm going to charge you $2 because I'm doing your build out as well. Okay, so that build out now is $2. So 15 plus the 15 is now $30,000 a month that we would be making on that $2.1 million investment.
Yes.
Okay. Along with, if, depending on how we negotiate and if we agree to terms, right? I can charge that to you and put, let's just say, a mortgage or a lien or whatever with the build out against your company that you're doing in case you just decide to up and leave and not pay us back all of that money. So now my money is secured because you're securing it, right? You're doing a personal guarantee with your company that you're going to be in this space for this amount of years. And until this $1 million is paid back, right, then you're going to make sure we're made whole. Investors like that security. So that's why we wouldn't go in signing, a 1-2 year lease. It's going to be a long-term lease with, cost plus. So the cost is $1, the plus is another $1. And until that $1 million is paid back with the plus, you're gonna be personally guaranteeing it and liable to the investor. And so the investors is going to say, oh, I like that deal.
Okay. what if I had, building, raise it, 1.1. I do have the $1 million for the build out.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're just charging me $15,000 a month. If we're doing $1 per square foot. Is that still a good investor? Is that still a good investment? $1.1 million to receive $15,000 a month.
Yeah, absolutely. So what happens is this, right? Why do anybody invest into real estate?
For passive residual income.
That's right. So if I know we have the potential to make, let's just say, $15,000 a month, we have no debt. Okay. And we're going to have very minimum expenses because it's a triple net lease. Mm-hmm. You're responsible for everything except structural and the structural and the roof. You're responsible for everything. You're responsible for the ACs. You're responsible for the plumbing. You're responsible for all that. It's triple net. We're not your babysitter.
What's triple net mean?
Triple net means the landlord is only responsible for the structure of the building, mean foundation crack in half, we got to come fix it, and the roof.
Got it.
You're responsible for the parking lot.
Got it. Okay.
You're responsible for the plumbing. You're responsible for the AC system. We don't need a big property management and our accounting team on this particular building. Got so our cost is going to be very minimum every single month. Gotcha. We can calculate it. So let's just say our cost is $2,000 a month. We don't have to have maintenance men. It's a triple net lease, right? Well, the company is going to make $13,000 on their money. Right. So let's just say $1 million. What is that, about 13%? Net?
Yes. Yeah, because if it's $13,000, you'll receive $130,000 a year. No,
it's a little bit more.
Yeah, $160,000 a year. $156,000. Yeah. 156,000.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I don't know. Calculator is needed, but let's
156.
Just say,
yes, it is.
Let's just do a range: 13 to 16%.
Yes.
ROI. Right. That's a fair range. Okay.
Yes.
13 to 16% ROI. Where can they put their money at in the world right now and get that?
156,000 a year on $1 million.
1.1.
1.1.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost about 15% on their money.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that because I would invest in. I have invested in something like that.
Yes.
I've invested in.
Yes. I mean, who don't? So when you understand money and you understand literally, I just put some children right there and every year they're coming back with more friends.
And they're owner in the building.
Yeah. They're the owner of the building.
Okay. Let's go deeper into this concept because we're acquiring the building, but I'm also an owner in the building. Mm-hmm. So right now we're segmenting it. We got the business. We're going to call it Social Proof 2. Let's call it Social Proof Studios, let's say. Social Proof Studios. That's my company. But I'm also acquiring this building with you and other investors, right? Mm-hmm. Let's walk through that structure so people understand GPLP, how that works.
So what happens is this, right? The numbers.
Are we saying too much? Are we exposing too much?
I don't care, man.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So what I would say is this, right? Keep in mind, and just remember this. A GPLP is any agreement that you guys agree to. I'll say that again. It's any agreement that you and the other person agree to. Okay. That means none of the numbers I'm about to say is set in stone. Why did I choose these numbers? Because they make me happy. That's it. It ain't that deep. You get what I'm saying?
For sure.
So on our GPLP side, right? 20% because of everything I'm going to do every year. We got to file K1s. We got to do partnership returns. We got to do the accounting every single month. We got to, we got maintenance, whatever. We got to raise the money, right? We got to make sure all the investors are good. We got to communicate updates. All of this is a process. People don't work for free for this type of stuff, right? So I'm going to automatically say 20% off the top is because of the work that I have to put in, and that's my equity going in. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm not putting in any money. I'm exchanging my knowledge for equity.
Yes.
Give me the equity, pay me in equity, right? So cool. That's 20%. That's GP. LP comes in and say, I just want a return on my investment. I just want to put money in something that's going to make me money, and then I get a return. I don't want no risk. I don't want to be a personal guarantee. I don't want to go to the bank if you ever need it. I don't want no issues with you, right? I just want my money every single month. I'm busy. I'm a podcaster, right? Whatever, right? GPLP. So what happens is now we need 1.1 million.
Hold on. Explain GP and LP, the definitions.
Okay. So GP is a general partner, right? The LP is the limited partner. Okay. So we need 1.1 million. The GPs, the general partners, understand their role is to be able to fund this project. Okay. Make the, make the numbers make sense for the investors, get them excited, and make sure everybody's on board. Okay. And of course, take care of all the legal paperwork and all of that type of stuff. So that 20% is already taken off. So we only have 80% to offer for 1.1 million.
Yeah.
So we only have 80% to give to limited partners at 1.1 million. Yes. And so from there, I say, okay, let's break this elephant up. 1.1 million divided by 5. Let's just take off the 1. Yeah. Let's just say $1 million. Divided by 5, how much is that?
1.1 million divided by 5 is probably 250,000. No, it's like it's probably like
225.
225, something like that.
Okay, let's just say 225, right?
Probably
225,000 to come sit at the table with us. All right. So you need $250,000 to be able to come and have that one seat. Now, with your poor mindset, right? And I'll say,
you're attacking me.
No. Yes.
So not me.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Passing over opportunities repeatedly.
Okay.
Poor.
Yep.
Right. You're going to pass over this opportunity because you poor. I'll say that again. Passing over opportunities repeatedly. Don't be mad at me. Most people hear $250,000 and they're already checked out. I don't have it. I don't sit in my bank account. How can I do that?
I mean, go ask somebody.
So now you only looking from your own capability. This is why people never get started. If I know I want to have a seat at the table and it's $225,000, do I know what is 10 divided by 225,000?
25. 225. 22,200. No. $25,250.
Okay. So do I know 10 people? Let's just say with that number, right? Let's just say, do I know 10 people with $25,000? What if I have 25,000 and I just need 9 people now? Can I create a GPLP with them?
If you are LP, you create a GPLP for this LP seat in the major project.
And that's your company side. Now, this GP may say, I'm doing all the work. I'm raising the money. You know what? There's only 80% of that. How much percent? Probably it's 5. So let's just say 20%. I don't know, whatever the seats percentage is, right? They're raising 80% of that 20% now.
They're raising, no. They're raising 100% of the 20%.
No, not if they have one.
Money in.
Right. So, no. They don't have to. But I'm just saying, let's just say they're looking for 9 people because they're the 10th person. Okay. They just say, I have that, right? They already can take off their 20% or 2%, however you want to break it up, right? They can break off that percentage and say, this is how much it costs for me to do all this work for y'all. Because the same work I have to do as a GP, when they convert themselves to their own GP for raising their money to go into a real estate investment, they have to do the exact same work as me.
That is really good because let's say, for instance, so say one person does it, they put in a whole 1.1 million, right? Let's say they get a 12% return on their money. Well, if that's broken down into different seats and then that seat has like 10 people that invest all to get this $250,000, those 25, the people, even a person that put in 25,000 is still getting 12% on their money too. That makes sense.
Yes. I need
That makes
to,
sense.
again, we're doing approximate, right?
Yeah.
I don't want your boys to be like, oh my goodness, these numbers don't add up, right?
Right.
We're doing we're rounding them off. But yes, in the essence, when you look at the flow of how the GPLP flows, you can definitely do that.
Yeah. Got it. Okay. So we're going to raise, am I going to my friends or you already got people that's going to put up this 1.1?
First of all, you're a GP, you got to work.
Okay. No, I'm just asking.
Yeah.
Do you already have
You a GP.
some people, or should I just go get my own investors?
So our role is to secure the bag.
Yes.
As GPs. Mm-hmm. So however much we say, okay, I'm going to do this amount, I can bring in this amount, then that's what we
Got
do.
it. Okay. But my question is, do you know 10 people right now that you call them, they're going to invest?
Yeah. People always invest with me. Why wouldn't they? I make them money.
That's real.
It just depends on the deal and how they feel about it, right? At the end of the day, I don't control anybody, but I do have a good track record. So I like to think, because I have a good track record, that it's possible. But is this going to be like, oh, close your eyes and wake up and all the money is there? No, it's going to be personal relationships. Hey, this is an investment opportunity I'm looking at doing. Are you interested in it? Oh, okay, great. Let's set up a meeting. Let's go out to lunch. Let's chop it up. Let's see what this looks like. Let's show what your return could possibly be, because nothing is ever guaranteed. You can lose everything, right? I like telling people that, in fact, like, you know what I'm saying? If you scared, go ahead and not do nothing now.
Right.
Don't give me nothing, but because of the past success, investors typically say, you know what, I need to put money here. And the other thing is this, right? With the banks collapsing right now, funds are doing amazing. People are taking all their money out the banks and putting it into funds. Why not partner with somebody who got the experience and, expertise to be able to get you back a good investment and not lose? You only secure up to $250,000. So if you got $500,000 in the bank and your bank collapsed, you're only getting that $250,000. The other half is gone. So that's why funds are doing extremely well right now, because they're seeing it as a better opportunity, a safer bet maybe at this point.
Gotcha. Okay, so now let's talk about this other $1 million you're gonna give me. So
you see how David keep making up things, bro?
This is what we thought about yesterday. So, we're going through all these different scenarios. Mm-hmm. Okay, we are secure. I have some people that's gonna they'll put up the $1 million. You know what I mean? I don't. That's not gonna be a problem. And even invest in this concept, I'm like, all right, well, for this build out, we're gonna need about $1 million. Mm-hmm. The first approach is, I can take the approach of what I did here is I'll just fund it. And I'll go get the $1 million myself. I can go get the $1 million. You know what I mean? I'll put on some events. I'll put on something. Actually, this watch. My objective was I wanted this watch, but I couldn't see myself putting up $16,000 on a watch. Mm-hmm. So what I did was I said, you know what? I'm going to do an event.
Fake one? That's a fake one? 16,000?
No, it's just a plain Jane.
That ain't playing on your arm.
Yes, it is. So this one was 18, but it's smaller.
Oh, okay.
But I have a 41 millimeter. There's no diamonds or anything. Yeah. It was like $15,500. Retail. I got it from a Rolex store. But anyway, two-tone is nice. You know what I mean?
It's very nice.
Very
nice.
And it ain't a presidential. A presidential is like gonna run you about 40. Anyway, let's stay focused. So what I did was, for that particular watch, I was like, yo, I can't see myself just going to the store and dropping $16,000 on a watch. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do an event, and I'm going to take the money from this event that I otherwise wouldn't have done, and I'm going to buy the watch. So I put on the very first content creation boot camp, primarily to get the watch, secondary to teach people how to create content. And I still got people that went to that joint, and it was just, they're creating content to this day. But I think I made like 30-something thousand, took the money, went and got the watch. It's a hard push. But now it's not $15,000. I got to go get $1 million. But I still feel confident that I'm just going to run $1 million play. Mm-hmm. You feel me? I'll go get it. First option. It's a lot. Take a lot out of me. Two is, we can like raise money as a collective, kind of like we're doing with the building. Mm-hmm. We can raise a bunch of money, meaning a bunch of people put in some money for this, and obviously they get equity and money from that. The first option I like because I don't owe nobody. Like in this building, I don't owe nobody. I don't gotta get nobody, nothing. Out of everything that's made, I get to keep it, put it back into the business. Second option, I don't know about the whole fund thing because now I'm responsible for people's money. Third option is I can just ask Terrica for $1 million. and we went through this conversation. I just said I
like to diversify.
Yeah, for sure.
I just said it.
Yeah. That's leading us to the conversation of yesterday.
Yes.
So I was like, see, and we're going through all these options for like 45 minutes. And I'm like, Terrica.
Well, actually, Dave is a high C, so it's been a few days of going through the information. For sure. And then sitting at the table and another hour plus going through the information again.
And honestly, this is the first time I thought about it. I was sitting there eating this leather steak.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, and it dawned on me. I'm like, Terrica, why don't you just invest in the idea? Invest in something that you know is someone that you know this joint is going to work. The last idea I had made us millions. And the $1 million will come back through all the other stuff we do, right? So I was like, yo, Terrica, just give me $1 million. And she's like, well, how much percentage? And then I threw out a baby
number.
I thought it was too high after I walked away.
Oh, well, then please don't come back there because that's a baby number.
That was too much.
David.
So listen, check this out.
He always got a way to break this down and make it seem like
$1 million, right? The first year, let's say we make $1 million.
IF.
I said, yeah, for sure. I said 25%. I said, Terrica, I give you 25% of this business for $1 million. She said, well, that makes valuation of the business $4 million. What can you justify? I said, well, I'm not 100% sure I can justify it, but on paper with numbers. I'm saying if we do $1 million the first year and then we open another one and that another one does $1 million, but the first one the next year does $2 million. Now we're at $3 million a year. You already got $250,000 of your money back the first year. The second year, it's like another $750,000, meaning 2 years, you have your $1 million back, and it's unlimited income because we are going to keep expanding and franchising city to city like a WeWork. And I said, yo, we are going to sell this business for $200 million. 20%, 25%, let me say 20%. 20% of $200 million is $40 million. Turning $1 million into $40 million. That's why I was like, yo, this would be the best $1 million you ever invested in your life.
IF.
Yeah, it's a big if, but that's why we gamble.
I don't gamble.
You never went to Vegas?
I don't like casinos, bro. The moment it take my 5 cents, that little thing, I'm out. I'm like, nah.
But yeah, not gamble. But here's the thing. So I'm sure someone asked Mark Zuckerberg, like, yo, why should I invest in this? And he's like, yo, it's an idea. I know my stuff. It's an idea. I think it's going to work. Whoever gave Mark his first $1 million.
Mark a podcast.
Yes.
Ooh,
anybody that disagrees is wrong. I am Mark Zuckerberg of podcasting. And I had to remind Terrica. I was like, yo.
That talk, Lynn. Come on.
And keeping it real, I think I asked Terrica for like $100,000 to invest in this. I think I asked for like $100,000 because I thought like $100,000 was going to get it done. And I was like, and I want to say it was a bigger percentage because I wasn't even thinking about that. I was just so excited to get it up and running. This is 2020. I was just excited to.
I don't feel like it was no bigger percentage.
We didn't give a percentage. I didn't give you a percentage.
I thought you was like a little number.
No, I didn't give a percentage.
Okay. I feel like it was little. But I do.
No. I do know that. I don't think we talked about a percentage. But I think it was like, I think I just need like $100,000. But in my head, I was like, yo, if I get $100,000 and we could build it out, I make a whole bunch of money. And I think in my head, it was like 30-something% or something like that. for $100,000.
Is that still in your head?
No. But in
No, I'm
2020,
talking about for $1 million.
no.
You sure?
I see the future. I see.
All right,
the
so let's talk
future.
about this though, right? So what am I really good at, right? So I know that I would be able to scale. I will be able to scale it along the lines and put the team in place to be able to scale it like a WeWork. I believe that 110%, right?
agree.
I believe we can streamline the process, and I think within a certain amount of time, we'll probably be ready to make it a public company.
100%.
You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So what does that mean in regards to value to you?
25%. Really, like, so if you think about, I'm Mark. Okay, I see $1 billion valuation.
I'll
here.
take the 25% if you give me your percentage in Franklin.
You give me 20. Why would I do that, Terrica?
I like that deal.
What if I ever
Makes
go
me
homeless?
happy. No, I like that deal.
I need that. I need that.
Oh, you about to say, Lil, get baller.
I think that's what, $2,500 a month, or $2,000 something a month. I don't know. I'm not doing that. Terrica.
Why?
Why is that? What's that deal have to do with this deal?
I just like that together.
I like that you like it. I don't like it. It doesn't make me happy. Terrica taught me, always make an offer that makes you happy.
And David taught me in Monopoly, buy all of the properties.
That's a fact.
I'm just trying to get the other property now.
No, we're not doing that. Yeah.
Well, give me your LP side,
Of what?
Franklin.
No, I'm not doing none of that. Why would I do that?
I mean, it make me happy.
But then I won't be able to say I got 60 units and I make money off of 60 units every month.
I mean, that's okay. It's going to be, what you said, 400 million. Wait, what was the exit on this?
Oh, well, yeah, a light little 400 million.
A light little 400.
Light little 400
light
million.
little, you know what I'm saying? So what's Franklin? You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Here. Are you ready for this?
Yes, I'm ready.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
I would give you my LP side
Okay.
if we create a podcast that you release a podcast every single week that I own 100%. So you would get monthly, like you would get exposure. You get exposure.
I hope you're not recording right now. I don't have a poker face.
So you would be. This is just your content It's just content creation.
My man, we still recording.
Once a month, we create content, but I get to take the audio and build out the podcast, and I own that.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, no.
I'm saying if we trading off real estate, you want some of your real estate back. I just want the podcast. What's up?
I think that's a good bet because my voice can go out at any moment. Bet.
It ain't.
Bet. I think that's
and
smart.
that's my I believe that you are the greatest real estate teacher that will ever walk this earth.
Thank you,
and
brother.
that is my I'm willing to take that bet. I'm willing to take that bet because I know what to do on a podcast.
And your LP side is the bigger side.
Yeah, but you'll make $30,000 a month on this joint. Mm-hmm. Well, I'll make $30,000 a month on this podcast when it's all said and done.
Mm-hmm.
I bet on what I know.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't me going to Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
I know podcasting.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to do that deal, I'm down.
Mm-hmm.
You can have my LP side of Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
I take the rights to have your podcast.
Mm-hmm.
You give me $1 million. You get 25% in this concept. We're all happy.
Yeah, no, but I got to put in work on the podcast.
I mean, I still got to.
No, you don't got to do nothing with your investments.
That's right. But you got to create content anyway.
For what?
You're a content creator now.
Jesus.
Embrace it. Yeah, so is it a deal?
Nah. I have no hands. I have no hands for this deal. This deal don't make me happy.
Okay, we'll figure out a way to make it
fuzzy.
happen. And I'm going to throw in there that you got to eat a medium well steak at some point.
Oh, that's dead. Nah, that's dead.
We throw that in a contract.
That's dead.
Nothing wrong. Medium well. It's a thin line of pink. It just
David,
makes
that's
it,
nasty.
keeps it juicy.
That's nasty. That's all the way nasty. And everybody out there that eat these steaks with blood in it is nasty to me.
Oh my God.
Period.
Patreon. Y'all got any questions on my Patreon screen over there? You guys get to listen. Yo, Terrica, Patreon. They've been in the room the whole time from all across the country, and the people that are watching this right now or listening to this right now is probably listening like 2 weeks after it's happened. So you guys actually get a chance to see what's going on right now.
That's so awesome.
Yes. I'm a real estate complete newbie. So most of this conversation was above my head. We kind of got into the weeds. Okay. You know what? Let's break down some right now real estate stuff for somebody who is a beginner of real estate. What do you want to teach them?
I would say the first thing for a newbie is knowing that you can have ownership, right? So the first step would be, how can I buy real estate? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the first question. Most people be like, trying to get to the multifamily and get to the commercial and all of that. But how can I just get my first door, right? Yeah. And once you figure out how can I get my first door, okay, well, how can I get 4 more? How can I get 5 more? How can I get 10 more? How can I build this passive income to $20,000 a month? You may start off making $500 a month on one and then go all the way to 10. That may be your goal. So I think the very first thing is this, knowing you can start exactly where you are. So let's just say you own a house, you by yourself, right? You can literally, have 3 roommates if you want, right? You can lease it out per room. Let's just say $500 a month, all utilities included. You can start making $1,500 a month off those 3 extra rooms in your house by just simply, placing tenants in there. Mm-hmm. That's one way. I'm funny. I don't like people in my house like that. I probably never do that option. But it is options that I do know people do, right? Mm-hmm. Or you can, start like with a flip property, right? Let's just say you find a flip, let's just say $100,000. Well, if you have $20,000, you can go to the bank and they'll give you the $80,000 to make the $100,000. Mm-hmm. You just gotta be in the right room and have a good coach, have a good mentor to help you get through that process. And you can start there.
PropertyChallenge.com.
Yes.
Go to the PropertyChallenge.com.
Yes.
So how do you find a property though?
So that's a great question. So you can hire a realtor. They're free to work for buyers, right? You don't got to pay a realtor. And you tell them exactly what type of property you're looking for. Find an investor realtor that understand investments, may have worked with investors and or have a few investments themselves. I find they're the most educated in real estate investing. And then you also can go to sites like, auction.com and Hubzu and all of these other platforms, HUDHomestore.com, where they sell, foreclosures. And you can look up properties in your area that are for sale and you can actually start buying them from there.
Good. Okay.
Find you a good banker, right, where you can get money loaned and or put together a group of friends where y'all just buy it together.
Mm-hmm. Maceo, do you own your home? You own your home now? Okay, good. Do you have any equity in your home? No? Not so much. You don't know what equity is, maybe? If you bought your house for $200,000 and it's now worth $250,000, or your house is worth $250,000, but you only owe $200,000, that means you have $50,000 worth of equity. Do you have any equity in your house? A little bit or a lot of it? I probably do, but not much. In Detroit, homes aren't worth much. What do you think about that statement?
I believe her. They got doors for days out there for sale, right? I just think that it's a different market. Detroit is a market where, I think the municipalities missed a lot. And so now the residents are suffering from it. They're not receiving the investment dollars that, municipalities should receive within their community and organizations. And, I think that's, on the leadership that's out there.
Gotcha.
So I agree.
Okay. Now we got to start buying for equity, not buying because it's a good house. Okay. I think that's Jocelyn. I can't really see that far, but question. I want to get a building for my hair care company. Would it be better to lease or own a building?
Ownership is always best, right? Ownership, I'm going to always choose ownership. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what their thoughts are. I don't care what nobody say. When you own something, they have to go through you to take it. People like, oh, they could take your property. They got to go through you. And if you got that dog, you ain't going down without a fight. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you're a little chump, then they probably they're going to take it anyway. Like, you know what I'm saying? But if you got that dog in you, you're going to fight for your property. Ownership to me is always, like, I didn't start, oh man, I'm not going to get into this, Dave, because I get passionate about this.
Let's get into it.
But ownership is our birthright. Like, I believe there could be anything that could have been left to us for us to physically see with our eyes till this day. But one thing we can physically see that I believe, God left for us is land. And it's given at the old, at the new, it's given throughout. And I purposely believe that it's a birthright and you should have ownership. And I believe if you don't have ownership, then you got to ask yourself, why are you barren? I don't just think barren means carrying a child. I think barren means being able to birth something. And I'm able to birth for my descendants, all of this real estate that I have, and I'm able to give them the meats and the bounds. Dave, this is a true story. I was in the book of Joshua just doing my devotion. And I'm like, bro, this is boring. Like, this is a boring book. Like, what I'm saying? It's like a book for them fighters, but the meats and bounds of, like, just whenever all the land was being given and saying, okay, from this lot to this lot is this family, is this group, whatever, right? And I remember saying, like, God, this is boring. And then it hit me. It's only boring until somebody crossed your territory. It's only boring until you need to defend your property lines. So if you don't know your property lines, you don't know what you're defending. So it's important for you to understand where your property start and where it ends, because you're not going to allow trespassers to come and take your land. You're not going to be able to be defrauded out of your land because you understand what you own. And I was like, yo, that was real good for me, because I'm like, oh, okay, I see now. Right. It's very clear that these particular points that are pointed out in the book of Joshua are for ownership purposes, to say, I own this. And it even gets as to the point where it says, and that part in the mountain right there, where the mountain people are, you own that as well. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, that's how deep it was. And I'm like, oh, all right, bet. I need to understand what's in my backyard. So every single property I have, I understand my boundary lines, but I also understand the authority that it gives me with having this ownership.
I love it. All right. I mean, that'll close us out. Someone said, that Coleman Creators. Okay. How can we get in touch with you? Oh, perfect question. Okay. So right now, they can go to thepropertychallenge.com.
Yes.
Right?
Join the wait list. It's free.
Join the wait list. You might be watching it now. You may be extremely blessed and the challenge is going on right now, or there's a wait list. However, you need to go to thepropertychallenge.com.
That's right.
And join the wait list.
That's it.
Or join the challenge. And you have an amazing inner circle. We can sit here all day talking about testimonials of that, right?
Yes, all day. I mean, we're up to 75% close rate. That's not hype numbers. Whenever we verify receipts, they have to send us their closing disclosures. It have to be within the time frame of that. And then they have to give us the backstory of how and when. And a lot of the times we already know it because we walk through it with them. But we're collecting real life data.
And this is like people who join the mastermind. A lot of people don't start with real estate at all. No,
they don't. And this is people who they have no clue of how they can even own real estate. Like, we start from the baby level all the way to the developer level. So there's no reason why, if you are a seasoned investor, that you're not doing it, or if you're a new investor, you're not doing it.
There it is, thepropertychallenge.com. All right, see, we'll come back after we get this deal done and see how much money Terrica gave me, because I think I'm going to try to get $2 million from her. Terrica has unlimited money. She lives in abundance.
That's right. It's like air.
That's what I'm talking about. I think I get $3 million.
Yeah.
I just throw some other stuff in there.
I like children to come back to the, to the
We're
house.
gonna bring it back. We're gonna bring it back.
Okay.
But like $3 million. What I gotta do to get $3 million from you?
He just increased $1 million. So I'm just saying.
I learned that from you.
He constantly increasing, right? I mean, the project didn't even increase in $1 million. Okay, like we still got the same renovation and the same acquisition, and he over $1 million already.
I just want some extra equity bread. That's
Maybe in equity up front. No, hard no.
Get a couple dollars out of it. Okay, so yeah, man, go to thepropertychallenge.com. Again, this woman literally single-handedly has taken me to 6 figures yearly in residual passive, truly passive income. Y'all know the stuff that I do now, it seems passive, like, okay, you create a business or a podcast, right? And it seems like the videos are working now. Like, so when people watch a video, we make a little money, right? And it seems passive, but if I stop promoting this podcast or stop doing the podcast, my income stops. People ain't never gonna stop living nowhere. So thank you so much. I appreciate you helping me build out my real estate portfolio. Not even really helping me. She just called me like, yo, I need this money. Send it.
Yes.
You'll own this. Yes. I'll say, okay.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm about to send you that other 50 for this.
But you do have receipts in real life.
Oh, real life.
Okay.
Real life. Okay. Oh, our building in the French Quarter will be open soon.
Yes. Oh, I'm hoping by Essence. I'm hoping.
By Essence.
Yes, I'm hoping. I'm pushing. Yes.
Well, Airbnb it. When I did the walkthrough, it was like construction. So I saw it on video. It looked crazy. Did not see the vision. But then I walked, I was like, I got more excited because I was there like during, like they're showing the plans. And then I was on FaceTime the other day with you and like, it is beautiful. And the deal we got on that joint.
Yes. It's good.
I can't wait to start eating off of that joint.
Me neither.
Woo! Okay. Yes. Go to thepropertychallenge.com. Make sure you tap on Terrica. Go to her Instagram, Female Real Estate Guru. Female Real Estate Guru. Okay. Normally, when guests come on, I let them promote their own stuff. But I feel the need to make sure y'all follow my sister, Female Real Estate Guru, on Instagram. Oh! Do you want to touch on the situation with the building? Because they want to quick do. We don't got time to do that. We don't got time to get into that.
Another show.
That's a whole nother show for another day.
I want to see how it pan out.
They want to close quick. No due diligence on this one property. Slight due diligence, but shouts out to my homie. He's the realtor on it. He's working. He's trying to get the deal done.
He is.
He's trying to get the deal
I mean, he's doing the leg work, the heavy work, the David work.
They should give him more money. All right, cool, man. Love y'all. Make sure y'all tap in. Again, thepropertychallenge.com. Make sure you follow Female Real Estate Guru on Instagram, Female Real Estate Guru on Instagram. And make sure you go get you some social proof, meaning go build something and build it big. But you got to come back to your community and teach them how you did it, because it's the only way our community grows, all right? We out of here. Like, subscribe. Peace. You just watched this whole episode. If you like this episode, watch this one right here. Click right here. You're going to like this one if you like the one you just watched. Check it out.
If your ROI is 28%, it'll be, let's say you had $100,000, your return on investment would be 28% of that.